1. Introduce the quaint bookshop and its owner, Mr. Arthur Finchley. In a charming little town, where cobblestone streets wind through the heart of old-fashioned architecture, there stood a bookshop like no other. Tucked away from the hustle and bustle of the city, the Bookshop of Dreams exuded an air of mystery and allure, drawing bookworms and dreamers from all walks of life. At its helm was the eccentric and gentle-hearted Mr. Arthur Finchley. With a wispy mane of silver hair and bright, twinkling eyes, he appeared as though he had stepped right out of the pages of a beloved classic himself. Locals regarded him with respect and curiosity, for there was something enchanting about the way he spoke of books, as if each one held the key to a hidden world of wonder. The bookshop's exterior was an inviting sight, draped in flowering vines that climbed up the rustic facade. A hand-carved wooden sign swung gently above the entrance, depicting an open book adorned with fairy-tale creatures and swirling stars. Passers-by couldn't resist the urge to peek inside, wondering what literary treasures awaited within. Upon stepping into the Bookshop of Dreams, visitors were enveloped in a warm, comforting embrace of well-loved volumes. Bookshelves, arranged haphazardly but with a touch of whimsy, stretched from floor to ceiling, creating cozy nooks and secret passages between genres. The aroma of aged parchment and freshly brewed tea infused the air, a fragrant symphony that welcomed all who crossed the threshold. Mr. Finchley himself could often be found perched on a plush armchair by the fireplace, lost in the pages of a book as though he were living the tales himself. He was known for his vast knowledge of literature, able to recommend the perfect book for anyone seeking solace, adventure, or simply a new world to explore. Yet, there was more to this charming bookshop than met the eye. Unbeknownst to the town's residents, tucked away behind a hidden panel was a secret room, concealed by an ancient tapestry depicting mythical creatures dancing under the moonlight. It was in this hidden haven that Mr. Finchley kept the most extraordinary books, enchanted volumes that held the power to transport readers into the very heart of their beloved stories. This secret room held the key to a realm where classic literature came alive, and readers could immerse themselves in the tales they adored. With a glimmer of mischief in his eye, Mr. Finchley had, on occasion, experienced these literary escapades himself, meeting iconic characters from Alice in Wonderland, befriending Peter Pan, and even sharing tea with the Mad Hatter. The Bookshop of Dreams was a place where time seemed to stand still, where the boundaries between reality and fiction blurred, and where the love for literature kindled the flame of boundless imagination. And it was here, in this quaint bookshop, that the extraordinary journey of Mr. Arthur Finchley and the enchanted books would begin. 2. Describe the cobblestone street and the charm of the bookshop. Once upon a time, in a land of rhyme, where words danced and sang all the time, there lived a boy with a heart so true. His name was Jack, and adventure he knew. In a world of dreams, he found his delight. With rhythm and verse, he took flight. Through meadows and forests, he'd roam, his verses a map to places unknown. One day, he found a curious book. Its pages shimmered with an inviting look. He opened it wide, and to his surprise, the words jumped out and took to the skies. With a swish and a twirl, they whisked him away to lands of wonder and colors so gay. He met talking animals and mystical queens. In this magical world, he found his means. Through ballads and sonnets, he told his tales of daring escapades and shipwrecked sails. His words held power, joy, and might, filling hearts with laughter, love, and light. In the Bookshop of Dreams, his journey found a place where imagination knew no bound. With Mr. Finchley as his guiding star, he became the poet he'd dreamed so far. Through rhythm and rhyme, Jack's soul unfurled, a wordsmith extraordinaire in this magical world. And so, the tale of Jack's rhythm and rhyme lives on forever, throughout all of time. 3. Arthur Finchley stumbles upon a hidden room in the back of the shop, previously unnoticed. In the Bookshop of Dreams, where stories come alive, Mr. Finchley, the owner, on a fateful day did strive. Among the shelves and books, he wandered through, when a creaking floorboard revealed a secret clue. A hidden room, concealed from sight, behind an old bookcase, nestled just right. In awe, he stood, his heart aflutter. As he unveiled this treasure's cover, dust swirled like magic in the air, as the room revealed its secrets rare. Books, ancient and bound in gold, held within them stories yet untold. Enchanted whispers, they softly sang, beckoning him, the call did rang. With trembling hands, he turned the key, to unlock the door to mystery. A wondrous sight, a world unseen, a portal to the places in between. Each book within this secret nook held the power to transport and unhook. Through the pages, he would find characters from worlds of every kind, from fairy tales to tales of old, their stories waiting to be retold. As Mr. Finchley took a breath, he chose a book, and in a breath, he stepped inside, the world transformed, his life and dreams forever warmed. Adventures awaited at every turn. In far-off lands, his heart did yearn, with heroes brave and dragons bold. Through the hidden room, his story told. With each book read, he grew wise, a guardian of tales, in awe and surprise. In the bookshop of dreams, he'd reside, a world of wonder, forever his guide. And so, the hidden room became a haven of enchantment, a sacred flame. Mr. Finchley's discovery, a gift so grand. In the heart of the bookshop, where dreams expand. For inside the hidden room, he finds a collection of old, dusty books with peculiar titles and mysterious aura. In the heart of shadows, where secrets lay, Mr. Finchley ventured, on this curious day, to the hidden room, with its ancient allure. A realm of wonders, of tales obscure. Amidst the dust and cobwebs embrace, lay books of yore, with an otherworldly grace. Their covers weathered, pages worn, holding the essence of stories reborn. With a trembling hand, he chose a tome. Its title whispered, a soft-spoken poem. Mysteries of moonlight, the words did gleam, as if the book itself held a dream. As he opened the pages, a celestial glow unfolded before him, a mystical show. A world unfurled, where stars did align, and the moonlit mysteries began to shine. Through the pages, he wandered far, to the moon-kissed isles, where wishes are. With each word read, a spell took flight, guiding him through the mystical night. In the hidden room, time lost its grip, as he dove deeper into each cryptic script. A tapestry of tales, of wonder and awe. In this sanctuary of stories, he saw it all. Whispers of ancient legends he heard. From long-forgotten realms, their voices stirred. Of knights and maidens, quests untold. Their stories woven in threads of gold. The books in this room, a tapestry grand, connecting hearts across distant lands. With every tale, his mind expanded wide, immersed in the magic of worlds untied. As dawn approached, he closed the last book. The mysteries of moonlight, the secrets it took. The hidden room, a treasure untold, where dreams and stories forever unfold. From that day forth, the bookshop knew a guardian of wonders, brave and true. Mr. Finchley's heart filled with glee, for the hidden room's mysteries, he'd forever decree. One day Mr. Finchley picks up a particular book, The Enchanted Adventures, and unwittingly transports himself into a classic story. In the bookshop of dreams, where magic resides, Mr. Finchley's curiosity, he couldn't hide. With The Enchanted Adventures in his hand, he stepped into a tale, to a far-off land. Unaware of the power that lay within, he opened the book, and the adventure did begin. Suddenly, he found himself on a cobblestone street, in a quaint village, where old friends he'd meet. The words around him came to life. Characters stepped out, causing no strife. Alice and the White Rabbit, right before his eyes. In Wonderland's madness, a world of surprise. With the Cheshire Cat's grin, they welcomed him in, to the enchanted adventures, where the tales begin. From Neverland's skies, Peter Pan swooped down, a daring escapade, through London town. On a magic carpet ride, to Agrabah they flew. Aladdin and Jasmine, in a world so new. The genie's laughter, the treasures untold. In the enchanted adventures, legends unfold. From Sherwood Forest, Robin Hood appeared. In feats of valor, they triumphed and cheered. Through Narnia's wardrobe, to snowy terrain, With the Pevensey siblings, they'd courage regain. Unwittingly, Mr. Finchley found he was living the stories, so renowned. In the enchanted adventures, a timeless embrace. He'd journey through tales, a magical chase. Through classic literature, he'd roam, creating a world that felt like home. In the heart of the bookshop, dreams came alive. As Mr. Finchley embraced the stories, oh, so thrive. And so, the tale of the enchanted adventures was told. With each page turned, a new adventure to unfold. In the hidden room, where enchantment gleams, Mr. Finchley danced through the bookshop of dreams. He finds himself in a vivid, immersive world where characters from beloved tales are living their stories. In the hidden room's magic, a world anew, Mr. Finchley found himself, no longer askew. In the land of dreams, where stories unite, beloved characters, in full glory and might. Through the pages of the enchanted adventures, he fell into a realm of wonder, where legends dwell. A vivid, immersive world, where tales came alive. In this realm of enchantment, he'd strive. Alice twirled in Wonderland's grand affair. With the Mad Hatter, she danced without a care. The White Rabbit hurried, with watch in hand. In this topsy-turvy world, where wonders expand. Through Neverland's skies, Peter Pan soared. Lost boys and fairies, with dreams adored. Captain Hook's ship sailed the seas. A swashbuckling quest, with foes to appease. In Agrabah's markets, Aladdin would roam. With the genie's magic, he'd find his home. Jasmine's heart soared, on a magic carpet ride. In this tale of love, they'd forever abide. Through Sherwood Forest, Robin Hood strayed. With his band of merry men, justice displayed. Made Marian by his side, in courage entwined. In this world of valor, they'd forever bind. In Narnia's realm, a wardrobe's secret hold. The Pevensey siblings, in a story so bold. Through snowy lands, battles to transcend. In this kingdom of fantasy, they'd defend. In this immersive world, he'd come to meet characters cherished, in stories so sweet. Through laughter and tears, each tale did blend. A universe of dreams, where adventures never end. With wonder in his eyes, Mr. Finchley did see a universe of magic, where he could be free. In the enchanted adventures, he'd take his flight. Living the stories, day and night. Through the hidden room's portal, he'd roam. In a world where characters found their home. In the heart of literature, he'd truly abide. Where tales and dreams forever collide. And so, the bookshop's enchantment did thrive. With Mr. Finchley's heart alight, so alive. In the land of dreams, where stories unite. The bookshop of dreams, a beacon of light. Interact with characters from different literary works, like Alice from Alice in Wonderland and Peter Pan. In the bookshop of dreams, where worlds entwine, Mr. Finchley's adventures would brightly shine. As he met beloved characters from tales of old. In a realm of wonder, their stories unfold. With the enchanted adventures in hand, he stepped into Wonderland's whimsical land. Alice, with her curiosity so vast. A tea party with the Hatter, he'd share at last. Through the rabbit hole, they'd tumble down. In a topsy-turvy world, where wonders abound. With Cheshire Cat's grin and the Queen's decree. In Wonderland's madness, they'd dance carefree. Next, to Neverland, they soared on high. With Peter Pan, to the stars, they'd fly. Lost boys and fairies, a joyful array. In this world of dreams, they'd forever stay. Through pirate ships and daring quests, Captain Hook and his men, put to the test. With a twinkle in his eye and a mischievous plan, Peter Pan led them on, through Neverland. In the bookshop's hidden room, the magic swirled. As Mr. Finchley met characters, both young and old. With Alice and Peter, he'd form a bond. In this tapestry of tales, their friendship would respond. From worlds afar, they'd share their lore. Of adventures bold and so much more. Through poetry and prose, they'd laugh and jest. In the bookshop of dreams, they'd find their nest. In the heart of classic literature's hold. Their stories intertwined, a treasure to behold. Through the hidden room's portal, they'd explore. A realm of enchantment, forevermore. In the bookshop of dreams, where magic thrives. Alice and Peter, with Mr. Finchley, their lives. In a symphony of words, their hearts aligned. A tapestry of dreams, forever intertwined. While Mr. Finchley enjoys the excitement of living in these stories, he starts to notice that the original stories are beginning to change due to his presence. In the bookshop of dreams, an enchanting sight. Mr. Finchley immersed in stories, day and night. Living in worlds where tales would transform. A dance of wonder, a symphony so warm. But as he dwelled in those cherished tales, he felt a whisper, a subtle gale. The story's essence, beginning to sway. With each step he took, as he lost his way. Alice's wonderland, once so profound, began to shift, turned upside down. The Mad Hatter's tea party, an altered affair. The Cheshire Cat's grin, a different glare. In Neverland's skies, where dreams did soar. Peter Pan's world, it changed at its core. Lost boys grew restless, fairies less bright. The magic of Neverland dimmed from sight. Mr. Finchley wondered, with a heavy heart. Had he caused this change, from the very start? His presence in these tales, unforeseen, had altered the worlds that he'd been. With a sense of responsibility, he'd now contend. To mend the tales, to make amends. In the bookshop of dreams, he'd find a way. To restore the stories to what they'd convey. He delved into books, seeking answers to glean. A solution to mend the tales, unseen. With each page turned, a new insight. To right the changes, to set them right. Through courage and wit, he'd strive to explore. To restore the worlds he'd come to adore. With Alice's help and Peter's might. They'd mend the tales, bring back the light. In the hidden room's magic, they'd find a clue. To preserve the stories, both old and new. Through twists and turns, their journey would span. In the bookshop of dreams, they'd take their stand. And as they ventured through each beloved page, with wisdom and love, they'd rewrite the stage. The original stories, they'd carefully mend. In the bookshop of dreams, where tales transcend. With newfound understanding and grace, Mr. Finchley embraced his enchanting place. In harmony, the tales would once more gleam. In this realm of magic, a timeless dream. Certain characters deviate from their original roles, leading to unpredictable outcomes. In the bookshop of dreams, the balance swayed. As certain characters strayed from their parade. From classic tales, their roles did change. An unpredictable twist, a new exchange. Alice, no longer curious and meek. A daring adventurer, brave and sleek. Through Wonderland, she'd boldly roam. A queen in her own right, on a different throne. And Peter Pan, with a heart less free. Bound by responsibility, his flight less carefree. Lost boys looked up to him, their guiding star. In this altered tale, he'd journey far. In this enchanted world, rules were defied. Characters evolved, as the tales implied. As Mr. Finchley noticed these unforeseen turns, he pondered the lesson, as his heart churned. The bookshop of dreams, a haven of magic. Where imagination ran wild and ecstatic. But with every twist, a ripple took hold. Characters transformed, their stories to unfold. Was it the presence of outsiders like he that caused these deviations in the grand spree? In this tapestry of tales, their roles rearranged. Unpredictable outcomes, forever changed. With a heavy heart, he sought a new start. To restore the balance, mend each part. Through trials and tests, he'd seek a way. To preserve the stories, as they'd convey. With Alice and Peter, he'd find the key. To guide the tales back to harmony. In the bookshop of dreams, they'd unite. To set the characters on their rightful flight. Through courage and friendship, they'd navigate. To bring the stories back to their destined state. In this dance of dreams, they'd endeavor. To mend the tales, their hearts to treasure. And so, in the bookshop of dreams so dear, characters found their paths, crystal clear. With Mr. Finchley's guidance, they'd reclaim their original roles, in this timeless game. In the hidden room's magic, they'd find the way. To honor the stories, in every way. With lessons learned and hearts aglow. In the bookshop of dreams, their tales would grow. 3. He realizes that meddling with classic literature can have unintended consequences and resolves to be more cautious. In the bookshop of dreams, a lesson profound. Mr. Finchley's heart, with wisdom, was crowned. As he witnessed the changes, the tales rearranged. A realization within him, a truth unchained. With Alice and Peter, they sat in embrace. In the hidden room's glow, they'd find their place. The consequences of meddling clear. A cautionary tale they now held dear. The characters' paths, once known and sure, had veered off course, uncertain and obscure. Their stories altered, unforeseen. A reminder of the power, the realms between. In the bookshop of dreams, where magic thrived, Mr. Finchley resolved, with heart revived, to be more cautious, to tread with care, to preserve the classics, the tales so rare. He'd share the enchantment, but with a guide, to cherish the stories, with love and pride. Aware of the impact each word would bring, in this literary world, where dreams took wing. In the hidden room's embrace, they'd explore, but never to alter the tales anymore, to let the characters follow their course, in their beloved stories, with passion and force. With every reader, he'd share the creed, to respect the tales, as they were decreed. For meddling with classics, he now knew, could bring unintended outcomes to view. In this tapestry of literature, he'd play his part, a guardian of stories, with a loving heart. In the bookshop of dreams, where wonders unfurled, he'd cherish the classics, throughout the world. With Alice and Peter, they'd travel on, with caution and care, in the magic drawn, preserving the tales, for all to adore, in this realm of dreams, forevermore. 1. Mr. Finchley faces a moral dilemma when he encounters characters who are suffering or stuck in unfavorable circumstances. In the bookshop of dreams, a challenge arose. As Mr. Finchley encountered tales of woes, characters suffering, in unfavorable plight. A moral dilemma, casting shadows and light. With Alice and Peter, he'd ponder deep, as they delved into stories, secrets to keep. In the hidden room's refuge, they'd find characters in turmoil, trapped and confined. A princess, locked in a tower so high. A brave knight, searching the starlit sky. In tales of sorrow, their hearts did grieve. A dilemma, in which they'd believe. Should they intervene, to change their fate? To rewrite the stories, amend their state? Or should they respect the tales as they stand, letting destiny weave its hand? In this realm of enchantment, choices were made. With cautious hearts, they'd now crusade. With empathy, they'd seek to understand the lessons that lay in this magical land. Through trials and tests, they'd now strive to aid the characters, but not to deprive of the struggles that shaped them strong. In the bookshop of dreams, where they belong, with a newfound wisdom, they'd find a way to offer hope, without going astray. To empower the characters, let them see that strength lies within, to set them free. In the hidden room's magic, they'd unite. With courage and grace, they'd shed new light on the characters' plights, their hearts would rend. A helping hand, they'd kindly extend. In the bookshop of dreams, a balance they'd find, between preserving the tales and hearts entwined. A moral compass, to guide their flight. In this world of stories, both dark and bright. With Alice and Peter, they'd navigate through dilemmas, as they'd contemplate. In the tapestry of literature, they'd explore a realm of compassion, forevermore. 2. He debates whether to intervene and help them or respect the integrity of the original tales. In the bookshop of dreams, a battle within Mr. Finchley's heart, a conflict did begin. To intervene or let the tales unfurl. A dilemma, a dance of fate's swirl. With Alice and Peter, he'd share his doubt, as they wandered through tales, inside and out. To alter the stories, was it right? Or let them play out, with destiny's might? In the hidden room's depths, they'd confer. Should they rewrite the stories, with a whir? Or respect the classics, in their grand design, letting the characters' paths align? A princess in a tower, her cries so loud. A brave knight, whose journey seemed endowed. Should they step in, lend a helping hand? Or let the tales weave their magic, unplanned? In this realm of enchantment, they'd find a moral compass, to guide their mind. To cherish the stories, their essence hold. Or change their course, with actions bold? With hearts entwined, they'd come to see the value of both, let stories be. Yet offer compassion, in a gentle sway. A balance they'd seek, in their foray. Through trials and tests, they'd comprehend the power of stories, to heal and mend. A touch of magic, they'd now impart to the tales they cherished, in their heart. In the bookshop of dreams, a wisdom thrived. As they decided, with hearts revived, to respect the integrity of tales so dear, while offering hope, so sincere. With Alice and Peter, a pact was made, to cherish the classics, and not evade. To let the characters' destinies play, yet bring kindness, in their own way. In the hidden room's realm, they'd abide, with a newfound grace, and hearts open wide. In the tapestry of literature, they'd confide a harmony of dreams, where worlds collide. And so, the bookshop of dreams would remain a place of wonder, where tales sustain. With Alice and Peter, their quest to impart a sanctuary of stories, a work of art. 3. Struggles with the responsibility of being a guardian of these enchanted books and their worlds. In the bookshop of dreams, a weight he bore, as guardian of tales, forevermore. Mr. Finchley's heart, heavy with care, a responsibility, he'd now declare. With Alice and Peter, by his side, in the hidden room's magic, they'd confide. To protect the books, their enchanting art. A world of wonders, in his heart. As characters lived, their stories to behold. He questioned if his choices were too bold. To alter the tales, to intervene. Or let them play out, in the worlds they'd been. The power he held, in his hands. To rewrite destinies, across the lands. A burden to bear, a delicate dance. To protect the classics, their every chance. In the bookshop of dreams, a sanctuary grand. He'd preserve the tales, with a steadfast hand. To honor the integrity of their prose. While guiding characters, through highs and lows. With Alice and Peter, he'd now agree. To embrace their roles, with humility. To be a guardian, both just and kind. In this realm of stories, intertwined. Through struggles and doubts, he'd find his way. To balance his power, day by day. To nurture the tales, let their essence gleam. In the bookshop of dreams, his sacred dream. In the hidden room's refuge, they'd abide. With hearts filled with love and stories wide. In the tapestry of literature, they'd reside. A guardian of enchantment, side by side. And so, with Alice and Peter's embrace, he'd embrace his role, in this magical place. Struggles and responsibility, now his creed. In the bookshop of dreams, where dreams exceed. With wisdom and grace, he'd guide each page. Preserving the tales, from age to age. In this realm of wonder, where stories twirl. A guardian of dreams, in the bookshop of dreams unfurl. 1. A curious and adventurous young woman, Emily, enters the bookshop one day. In the bookshop of dreams, a day so bright. A curious soul stepped into the light. With eyes of wonder and heart so bold. A young woman named Emily, her story to unfold. Intrigued by the tales, she roamed the shelves. Where magic and wonder weave themselves. Her fingers danced upon each book's spine. In this realm of stories, she'd soon intertwine. With Mr. Finchley's warm and welcoming smile. She felt at home in this place so worthwhile. A kindred spirit, her heart did yearn. To explore the enchantment, to take her turn. With Alice and Peter, by her side. She ventured into the hidden rooms wide. A universe of books, her eyes alight. In this world of dreams, her soul took flight. Through classic tales, they'd wander far. From lands of fantasy to a distant star. With Emily's spirit, a new joy they'd find. In this bookshop of dreams, a heart so kind. In the hidden room's embrace, she'd see the magic of stories, set her free. As characters danced from page to stage. In her heart, they'd forever engage. With each adventure, her spirit grew. a daring soul, with dreams anew. In the bookshop of dreams, she'd reside. A beacon of curiosity, in worlds so wide. With Alice and Peter, she'd journey on. In this realm of wonder, where dreams were drawn. An adventurous trio, they'd intertwine. In the tapestry of literature, forever entwined. And so, in the bookshop of dreams, so grand. A curious spirit, a dreamer would stand. Emily's heart, with wonder would gleam. In this realm of enchantment, where stories redeem. Mr. Finchley befriends Emily and decides to confide in her about the enchanted books. In the bookshop of dreams, a friendship took flight. Between Mr. Finchley and Emily, so bright. Their hearts entwined in a magical way. In the hidden room's haven, they'd now convey. With each passing day, their bond grew strong. As they wandered through tales, all day long. In the bookshop's embrace, they found their place. A sanctuary of dreams, their hearts did embrace. One evening, as the stars shimmered above, Mr. Finchley decided to share his trove. The enchanted books, the hidden room's art. He'd confide in Emily, with trust in his heart. They sat by the fireplace's warm embrace. The ancient books surrounding the space. He shared the secret, with a glimmer in his eye. The tale's enchantment, that could make them fly. With Alice and Peter, he'd explored far. In lands of fantasy, and worlds bizarre. Emily listened, with wonder and glee. In this realm of stories, she found her key. She embraced the magic, with a heart so keen. The enchantment of books, a sight unseen. With newfound knowledge, they'd now defend the hidden room's magic, as guardian and friend. In the bookshop of dreams, they'd take their stand. A duo of wonder, hand in hand. With courage and trust, they'd intertwine. In this realm of enchantment, where stories align. With Alice and Peter, they'd journey through classic tales, with a spirit so true. Emily's curiosity, Mr. Finchley's grace. In the tapestry of literature, they'd find their place. And so, the bookshop of dreams, now anew. With friendship's bond, so strong and true. As Mr. Finchley and Emily confide. In the magic of stories, they'd forever reside. Together, they delve into the stories, navigating through the magical worlds and their challenges. In the bookshop of dreams, hand in hand. Mr. Finchley and Emily, a daring band. Through the hidden room's portal, they'd venture near. In the magical worlds, devoid of fear. With Alice and Peter, their guiding light. They'd navigate the tales, day and night. In Wonderland's madness, they'd dance with glee. Through Neverland's skies, they'd soar so free. From Narnia's wardrobe, to Agrabah's sands. They'd face challenges, hand in hand. In each story's realm, a lesson to learn. In the bookshop of dreams, they'd yearn. With courage and wit, they'd overcome obstacles faced, as their hearts did thrum. In the face of danger, they'd stand tall. Together, they'd rise, conquer all. In Wonderland's maze, they'd find their way. With Cheshire Cat's riddles, they'd play. Through Mad Hatter's tea party, they'd delight. In this curious world, so out of sight. In Neverland's skies, they'd take flight. With Peter Pan, in the starlit night. Lost boys and pirates, they'd embrace. In this world of dreams, so full of grace. Through Sherwood Forest, they'd brave and bold. With Robin Hood and his tales of old. Maid Marian by his side, so true. In this realm of valor, they'd pursue. In the bookshop of dreams, they'd explore classic tales, with hearts galore. With Alice and Peter, their spirits aligned. In the tapestry of literature, they'd find. As they delved through stories, far and wide. They'd grow closer, side by side. In the bookshop of dreams, a friendship rare. Bound by the magic they'd forever share. And so, Mr. Finchley and Emily, they'd roam. Through magical worlds, they'd find their home. In the heart of the bookshop, where dreams take flight. Together, they'd journey, in the enchanting light. Emily and Mr. Finchley discover a dark plot orchestrated by a mischievous character who seeks to corrupt the stories for his own gain. In the bookshop of dreams, a shadow did creep. A mischievous character, secrets to keep. A dark plot unfolded, with intentions so dire, to corrupt the stories, with malice and fire. Emily and Mr. Finchley sensed the unease, as they delved through tales, where darkness would tease. Characters behaving out of their norm. The enchantment of books now taking a storm. With Alice and Peter, they'd seek to unveil the mystery lurking behind the tale. In the hidden room's depths, they'd now confide. In the heart of the bookshop, where secrets reside. As the mischievous characters' plans took flight. Stories twisted, with a venomous bite. Emily and Mr. Finchley, a courageous pair. Determined to protect the stories with care. They'd follow the trail of deceit and lies. Through treacherous realms, under starlit skies. With each page turned, they'd uncover the plot. A battle of words, in this enchanted spot. In Wonderland's chaos, they'd find the clues. Chasing shadows, through every ruse. Through Neverland's skies, with Peter's might. They'd face the darkness, with hearts alight. In Narnia's realm, they'd stand so bold. With courage and love, their strength untold. As the mischievous characters' scheme unfurled. They'd safeguard the stories, the very world. With each twist and turn, the secrets revealed. A confrontation, in the hidden room concealed. Emily and Mr. Finchley, united they'd stand. Against the darkness, hand in hand. In the bookshop of dreams, they'd take a stand. To protect the enchantment, across the land. With Alice and Peter, they'd find their way. To thwart the dark plot, come what may. In this realm of literature, they'd transcend. A tale of courage, that would never end. For in the bookshop of dreams, their hearts would glean. The power of stories, where dreams convene. They must work together to stop him before he alters the essence of classic literature forever. In the bookshop of dreams, a battle did brew. Emily and Mr. Finchley, to their quest they'd pursue. With Alice and Peter, their spirits combined. To thwart the mischievous character, so unkind. Through Wonderland's madness, they'd race and race. Chasing shadows in that curious place. In the topsy-turvy world, they'd find the key. To stop the darkness, to set stories free. In Neverland's skies, they'd fly so high. With Peter Pan's guidance, they'd touch the sky. Lost boys and fairies, a brave brigade. To protect the tales, their essence to evade. Through Sherwood Forest, they'd journey on. With Robin Hood's valor, they'd be strong. In this realm of legends, they'd take their stand. To preserve the classics, across the land. With each twist and turn, they'd navigate. The mischievous characters' dark plot of hate. In the hidden room's magic, their courage ablaze. To restore the stories, in the rightful ways. With words of power and hearts so pure. They'd confront the darkness, of this they were sure. In the bookshop of dreams, they'd make their plea. To safeguard the classics, for all to see. With unity and love, they'd now engage. To save the tales, on this sacred stage. For in the essence of literature's core, lies the magic that all hearts adore. As the battle raged, darkness began to fade. Emily and Mr. Finchley's plan had been laid. With Alice and Peter, their bond so true. They'd triumph over darkness, through and through. In the bookshop of dreams, a victory did unfold. The mischievous character's plan was controlled. With courage and unity, they'd preserve the art. Classic literature, forever in their hearts. With Emily and Mr. Finchley's strength untold. They'd protect the classics, like warriors bold. In the realm of enchantment, where stories gleam. They'd ensure the essence of literature's dream. Emily and Mr. Finchley confront the malevolent character within the enchanted books, engaging in thrilling adventures across different tales. In the bookshop of dreams, a battle begun. Emily and Mr. Finchley, two hearts as one. They confronted the malevolent character's might. In the realm of enchantment, they'd stand and fight. Through the pages of tales, they'd journey far. In Wonderland's chaos, under moon and star. With Alice and Peter, their allies in flight. In this grand adventure, they'd seek what was right. From Neverland's skies, to Sherwood's embrace. They'd brave the challenges, their courage to face. Across classic literature, they'd roam. In thrilling adventures, far from home. In the hidden room's magic, they'd confront the malevolent character, so cunning, so blunt. His plot to alter the essence of the tales. To rewrite the stories, with darkened trails. Through twists and turns, they'd chase the foe. Across the pages, they'd ebb and flow. With each challenge met, their bond did grow. In the bookshop of dreams, their strength did bestow. In Wonderland's madness, they'd outsmart the malevolent character's deceptive art. With Alice's wit and Peter's flair, they'd thwart his schemes, his wicked snare. In Neverland's skies, they'd take flight, chasing shadows in the starry night. With bravery and love, their hearts aglow. Against the darkness, they'd firmly go. In Sherwood Forest, they'd find their way. With Robin Hood's valor, they'd not dismay. Through courage and unity, they'd strive to protect the classics, to keep them alive. With each adventure, they'd overcome. Through classic tales, they'd become guardians of literature, hearts so pure, preserving the stories, forever secure. In the bookshop of dreams, they'd emerge victorious. The malevolent character's plan so notorious. With Emily and Mr. Finchley's might, classic literature would shine so bright. In the heart of enchantment, they'd now reside. Emily and Mr. Finchley, side by side. In the tapestry of adventures, their stories bind. In the bookshop of dreams, a legacy designed. They encounter obstacles and dangers as they fight to preserve the integrity of the stories they love. In the bookshop of dreams, the adventure unfolds. Emily and Mr. Finchley, hearts brave and bold. Through enchanted books, they'd now explore, preserving the classics, forevermore. In Wonderland's madness, they'd face their test. A treacherous maze, a puzzling quest. With each step they took, a challenge anew. To protect the stories, they'd valiantly pursue. In Neverland's skies, they soared with might. Facing dangers, in the starlit night. Captain Hook's schemes, a perilous plight. They'd fight for the tales, with all their might. In Sherwood Forest, they'd find their might. With Robin Hood's valor, they'd take their flight. Archery and swords, their weapons so true. To safeguard the classics, a mission they'd pursue. Through enchanted books, they'd journey and roam. Encountering dangers, far from home. From villains to traps, they'd face the test. In the bookshop of dreams, they'd give their best. In the hidden room's refuge, their hearts would beat. Amidst challenges they'd bravely meet. With Emily and Mr. Finchley's bond so strong, they'd fight to protect the stories all along. In the heart of classic literature's hold, they'd encounter obstacles, both fierce and bold. Yet their love for the tales, it would endure. A dedication so deep, so pure. In Wonderland's topsy-turvy delight. Through Neverland's skies, where dreams took flight. And in Sherwood's realm, where legends reside. They'd preserve the classics, with courage as their guide. With Emily and Mr. Finchley's heartful embrace. They'd stand strong, in this magical place. For in the bookshop of dreams, their souls did blend. In a symphony of stories, that would never end. Through obstacles and dangers, they'd bravely tread. Preserving the integrity of the stories they loved. In this realm of enchantment, their spirits soared. Emily and Mr. Finchley, forever adored. The final showdown with the malevolent character results in sacrifices and difficult choices. In the bookshop of dreams, the final hour drew near. Emily and Mr. Finchley, hearts full of fear. Their journey had led to a formidable test. The showdown with the malevolent, they'd face the rest. Through Wonderland's madness, they'd find their way. To confront the foe, who'd led them astray. With Alice and Peter, their courage to find. In this grand finale, their destinies entwined. In Neverland's skies, they'd battle above. Amidst perilous dangers, and villainous love. Sacrifices to make, choices so dire. To protect the tales, to quench the dark fire. In Sherwood Forest, where legends would dwell. A battlefield of valor, a tale to foretell. Emily and Mr. Finchley, hearts intertwined. In the bookshop of dreams, a legacy to bind. In the hidden room's refuge, they'd stand and fight, facing the malevolent, with all their might. The stakes so high, the challenges immense. In this battle of hearts, their souls would commence. Difficult choices, they'd now unfold. Sacrifices made, to uphold the integrity of tales, they'd hold dear. In this final showdown, they'd conquer the fear. With Emily and Mr. Finchley's strength combined, they'd face the malevolent, body and mind. In this tapestry of literature, their souls ablaze. Their love for the stories, forever they'd praise. Through twists and turns, the battle ensued. Lives intertwined, with destinies renewed. In the bookshop of dreams, their hearts so pure. In the face of darkness, their love would endure. Amidst sacrifices and challenges they'd meet. Preserving the classics, their mission so sweet. In this realm of enchantment, where dreams converge. Emily and Mr. Finchley, an everlasting surge. And so, in the bookshop of dreams, their legacy to keep. Emily and Mr. Finchley, hearts entwined so deep. Through sacrifices and choices, they'd find their way. Preserving the stories, where dreams forever lay. 2. Unexpected secrets about the enchanted books and the hidden room are revealed. In the bookshop of dreams, a mystery arose. As Emily and Mr. Finchley dug deep to expose the secrets concealed in the enchanted book's lore, and the hidden room's magic, now to explore. In Wonderland's madness, a riddle they'd find. Inscribed on a page, words cryptic, designed to unlock the truth, to shed light on the past. In the heart of the story, a secret held fast. Through Neverland's skies, they'd soar and they'd soar, discovering secrets they hadn't known before. The enchanted books, each a key to the gate, to the hidden room's secrets, where dreams await. In Sherwood's embrace, a secret did gleam. A mystical passage, a doorway unseen. Through tales long forgotten, they'd venture with care, to uncover the essence that lingered there. With Emily and Mr. Finchley side by side, the hidden room's magic, they'd now confide. A realm beyond time, where stories converge. Infinite worlds, where dreams would emerge. The enchanted books, with secrets so deep, revealed unexpected tales, buried and steep. Characters' whispers, untold in their prime. A tapestry of secrets, a symphony of rhyme. Through twists and turns, their journey did sway, unraveling secrets in the bookshop's display. With each revelation, their bond would grow. In this enchanted realm, they'd now bestow. With Emily and Mr. Finchley's hearts afire, they'd embrace the secrets, with love and desire. In the bookshop of dreams, where magic resided, a tale of discovery, forever presided. And so, in the bookshop of dreams so profound, unexpected secrets, in stories unbound. With Emily and Mr. Finchley, their spirits aligned. A new chapter of wonder, they'd now find. Through Wonderland's madness, to Neverland's skies, they'd journey together, where dreams would arise. In Sherwood's embrace, they'd unravel the thread. In the bookshop of dreams, their secrets widespread. 1. Emily and Mr. Finchley restore balance to the altered stories and ensure that the characters return to their original paths. In the bookshop of dreams, a mission they'd face. Emily and Mr. Finchley, in harmony's embrace, to restore the balance, to mend the tales, where characters strayed, with destiny's veils. Through Wonderland's chaos, they'd make their stand. With Alice and Peter, hand in hand. A journey to set the stories aright. To guide the characters, back to the light. In Neverland's skies, they'd soar with grace. With each lost boy and fairy's embrace. In this realm of adventure, their hearts aligned. To rewrite the stories, as fate defined. In Sherwood's embrace, they'd find their way. With Robin Hood's valor, hearts astray. To mend the tales, to preserve their soul. In the bookshop of dreams, their mission's goal. With every turn of page, they'd intervene. In tales altered, with a heart so keen. To bring back the essence, the characters true. In this enchanted realm, where dreams renew. With Emily and Mr. Finchley's might, they'd set things right, with love and insight. In the bookshop of dreams, their spirits ignite. a beacon of hope, in the darkest night. Through trials and tribulations, they'd endure, to ensure the characters' paths were pure. With compassion and wisdom, they'd guide the way, to return the tales to their destined array. And so, in the bookshop of dreams so grand, Emily and Mr. Finchley, a courageous band, with Alice and Peter, by their side, they'd restore the stories, with hearts open wide. In Wonderland's madness, they'd reclaim the tales that once seemed lost in vain. In Neverland's skies, they'd mend the flight of Peter Pan and his stars so bright. In Sherwood's embrace, they'd rewrite the tale of Robin Hood's valor, where legends prevail. With love and dedication, they'd now confer to preserve the classics as they were. Through Wonderland's madness, to Neverland's skies. In Sherwood's embrace, where dreams arise. Emily and Mr. Finchley, hearts aligned. In the bookshop of dreams, balance they'd find. They bid farewell to the enchanted books, understanding that they must guard them with responsibility. In the bookshop of dreams, a bittersweet hour, as Emily and Mr. Finchley, hearts did empower. With gratitude and love, they'd now reflect on the journey of enchantment, they'd never forget. Through Wonderland's chaos, they'd bid goodbye to the enchanted books, where tales would fly. With Alice and Peter, they'd share their last dance. In this realm of wonder, a final chance. In Neverland's skies, they'd soar with grace, embracing the magic, in this timeless space. Their hearts filled with memories, so profound, as they bid farewell, with a heartfelt sound. In Sherwood's embrace, they'd now understand the weight of their duty, the tales in their hand, to guard the enchantment, with love and might. In the bookshop of dreams, they'd now take flight. With Emily and Mr. Finchley, hearts aligned, they'd treasure the books, with responsibility defined. In the hidden room's refuge, they'd solemnly swear to protect the classics, with tender care. Through trials and adventures, they'd come to know the importance of stories that forever grow. In the bookshop of dreams, a sanctuary grand, where magic and wonder would forever stand. With gratitude and love, they'd say their adieu to the enchanted books, and the memories they'd accrue. Their hearts full of wonder, their spirits inspired. In this realm of enchantment, they'd never tire. And so, in the bookshop of dreams so divine, Emily and Mr. Finchley, a legacy to enshrine. With Alice and Peter, their journey would cease. With hearts united, they'd find their peace. In the hidden room's embrace, they'd take their stand, to guard the enchanted books, across the land. In the bookshop of dreams, their responsibility so clear. A sanctuary of stories, forever held dear. One day Mark Finchley and Emily continue running the bookshop, knowing its true magical potential. In the bookshop of dreams, a tale's not done. Mr. Finchley and Emily, their journey begun. With Alice and Peter, their spirits entwined. A magical legacy, they'd now redefine. Through Wonderland's madness, they'd carry the flame of enchanted books, where dreams would reclaim. In the heart of the stories, their magic they'd sow. In this realm of wonder, they'd forever bestow. In Neverland's skies, they'd keep the dream alive. With each page turned, a new adventure to strive. As they ran the bookshop, with love and care, they'd honor the classics, their essence so rare. In Sherwood's embrace, they'd find their might, preserving the magic, with hearts so bright. In the bookshop of dreams, they'd forever abide, guiding readers through worlds, where dreams reside. With Emily and Mr. Finchley's hearts as one, they'd continue the journey, where dreams had begun. In the hidden room's haven, they'd hold the key to a world of enchantment, forever carefree. Through trials and challenges, they'd persevere. In this realm of literature, where dreams appear. With each day that passed, their love would grow. In the bookshop of dreams, a sanctuary they'd know. With the books they'd protect, with hearts so true. They'd inspire new adventures, for others to pursue. In the bookshop of dreams, where magic thrived, their legacy of wonder would forever survive. And so, Mr. Finchley and Emily would be guardians of enchantment, so wise and carefree. In the bookshop of dreams, their spirits entwined. A realm of magic and wonder, forever defined. 2. They keep the enchantment alive while cautiously sharing the experience with a select few who appreciate and understand the responsibility it entails. In the bookshop of dreams, a secret they'd hold. Mr. Finchley and Emily, their story untold. With Alice and Peter, their spirits aligned. A magical world, they'd keep confined. Through Wonderland's madness, they'd tread with care. Preserving the enchantment, a duty so rare. In the heart of the stories, their love they'd confide. To a select few, with hearts open wide. In Neverland's skies, they'd soar and explore. Sharing the magic, with those they adore. But cautious they'd be, to whom they'd reveal the hidden room's power, their dreams so surreal. In Sherwood's embrace, they'd wisely select those who appreciated the tales they'd protect. In the bookshop of dreams, where the magic did flow, they'd share the wonder, with souls in the know. With Emily and Mr. Finchley, their circle would grow. A chosen few, who'd embrace the show. In the bookshop of dreams, where dreams take flight, their responsibility, a guiding light. Through trials and challenges, they'd stand tall. Preserving the magic, for one and for all. With each book shared, a connection they'd find. In this realm of enchantment, so lovingly signed. With caution and wisdom, they'd impart the power of stories, a treasure at heart. In the bookshop of dreams, their sanctuary grand, they'd share the enchantment, across the land. But in the hidden room's refuge, they'd keep the secrets of magic, guarded so deep. For only those souls, with love so true, would be welcomed in, to see the dream through. And so, Mr. Finchley and Emily would stand, guardians of enchantment, in this magical land. In the bookshop of dreams, their spirits entwined. A realm of wonder, where dreams aligned. 3. The bookshop remains a cherished haven for book lovers and dreamers alike. In the bookshop of dreams, its magic prevailed. A cherished haven where stories unveiled. With Alice and Peter, and Emily so kind. A sanctuary for dreamers to find. Through Wonderland's madness, they'd wander the aisle. Guided by stories, their spirits beguile. In the heart of the bookshop, dreams took their flight. As book lovers gathered, to bask in its light. In Neverland's skies, they'd soar and explore. With tales of adventure, forever they'd adore. In the bookshop of dreams, a treasure to keep. For dreamers and readers, in slumber so deep. In Sherwood's embrace, they'd find their delight. With Robin Hood's valor, in every night. As book lovers gathered, their hearts would entwine. In the bookshop of dreams, a world so divine. With Emily and Mr. Finchley's love and care, the bookshop remained a haven so rare. A place where imaginations took flight. In the realm of enchantment, where dreams took their light. Through trials and triumphs, they'd stand with pride. Preserving the magic, with hearts open wide. In the bookshop of dreams, a place to behold. A treasure trove of stories, forever untold. With each passing day, its legacy grew. As book lovers flocked, their passions anew. In the bookshop of dreams, a place to connect. Where the magic of literature, they'd never forget. And so, in the bookshop of dreams, so grand, its enchantment remained, across the land. With Alice and Peter, and Emily so wise. A haven for dreamers, where magic never dies. Thank you for watching. To the next story has a lot of impact.